Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this edition of H-Town Now. I'm Quinn Nussel.
And I'm Grant Subic. On today's show, we'll be taking a look at last week's Academy Showcase, our school-wide Poetry Out Loud competition, and Chip will have a recap of last week's big game against Midland.
Lots of great stuff today. As you know, over the last few weeks, the administration has been working hard to help ease the transition to the new Academy model of scheduling classes. Here's Michael with more.
Starting next year, students will have the opportunity to place themselves at different types of academies offered by Huntington High. You will still have to take your 4 core classes, which are English, Math, Science, and Social Studies. But the elective classes you choose will have to go in and be related to the academy that you've selected. If none of the academies here at Huntington High spur your interest, there are also multiple academies offered at the Career Center.
So that is what an academy is, but that also changes a little bit of the structure of the school. And instead of having a principal that walks with you throughout your years for a grade level, a principal will be with you from 10th through 12th grade, but based on the academy that you choose in your 9th grade year.
Thanks, Mike. Last Thursday, students from HHS had the opportunity to compete in our school's Poetry Out Loud competition. Kat was able to catch some of the performance and interview Miss Williams, one of the organizers, and the HHS champion, Elise Samaseku. Let's take a look.
Tell us a little bit about the poetry competition.
Well, Poetry Out Loud is a national competition that students participate in throughout the country, and they have class competitions. They have to first select a poem from the Poetry Out Loud anthology, so they can't just select like their favorite poem or something that they've already known. They spend a lot of time scouring through all of the poems on the list until they find one that they like, practice for a really long time, and then they have to deliver it in front of their classmates. And our class winners and runners-up then represent us here at the school competition. We have judges from the board office come down and judge. Usually the 9th graders from my class, Mrs. Williams, and Mr. Roush's class are the ones who compete. And this is the 3rd year for our Poetry Out Loud competition here at Huntington High. And this is our this year's winner. Like I said, Mr. Roush's class and my class then have our school competition, and the 9th graders win.
Okay, so how do you help your students prepare?
I don't do much to help them prepare. I explain the competition. We review the rubric on how they're scored, and then I explain that they have to find a poem that strikes some passion within them that they really like, because if you really like the poem, you'll be able to deliver it better.
Elise, how did you memorize? How did you prepare for this?
Well, first I had to pick it. I went on the website, and it was really hard to pick a poem. But once I found this one, I sort of knew that I wanted to do it because it was really great. It talked about a really great topic that is important. And so once I had picked out the poem, I practiced it. I printed it out, and I marked on it. I circled words that I couldn't remember, and I just did it over and over until I remembered it. And it really helps to recite it orally in front of a class or in front of the school or whoever came to the competition, because that way you can remember the words and it gets sort of ingrained into your memory. You've heard about this, maybe not. A man came home and chucked his girlfriend's cat in the wood chipper. This really happened. Dinner wasn't ready on time, a lot of other little things went wrong. He spat on her father, who came out when he learned about it. He also broke her pinky, stole her checks, and got her sister pregnant. But she stood by him, stood strong through it all, because she loved him. She loved him, you see. She actually said that. And then she went and married him. She felt some unique call. Don't try to understand what another person means by love. Don't even bother.
Congratulations, Elise. Grant, you guys had a big game Friday night against Midland.
We did. Here's Chip with some of the details.
Last Friday, our Highlanders took on Cabell Midland up on the hill. The student government put on a pep rally during school beforehand, featuring a half-court shot contest, several races between the students, and a game of knockout to cap it all off. The game that night was all Huntington High from the beginning. Michael Dawson had 22 points and 14 rebounds. And John Dawson added 20 points to help the Highlanders beat the Knights 71-46. Way to go, guys.
That's all the time we have for today.
Thanks for watching,
And go Highlanders!